Hello, welcome back to Elephant. Alright, just a bunch of more levels to go, I guess. We're gonna keep running through these and eventually probably meet some levels that are gonna get a little too challenging for us, but hopefully today won't be the day. Next level is this one. Again, haven't really memorized exactly what all these symbols mean or what they are, how you pronounce them. So yeah, just give me a while to work on that. Yeah, alright. So, okay, a deceptively simple looking puzzle, but I'm sure there's gonna be something awful about this. I need a pull over there, and then I teleport over there. No redirects now. Okay. So like, quite obviously, this would be one of the moves. The other move could be to teleport over and then do this. Any ideas to somehow teleport back? We do get somewhat of a problem, I think. Yeah, the problem being that if I were to even try and pull this back, I'm stuck. Here. Okay. Gotcha. And it also seems like once I push this in, I'm basically locked up. What if I did... Oh, that looks bad. Okay. Alright, I pushed you up there. And got you back down here. No. Okay. I think I gotta stop thinking of this level as something really simple, even though it looks really simple. I'm sure there's some weird twist to it. Ah, that always is, isn't there? That always is. Okay, so, the idea appears that we need to pull this back, then we need to pull this Aleph back as well. When I say back, I mean to the right. How will I pull that off? Pun completely unintended. Because I don't know exactly how this would work. I suppose one idea... No. One idea is that I don't have to push against the wall to activate the effect. I could push it against something else. So for example, this can get me through... Kind of. Not quite. I don't know. But it seems like a decent idea. Except I still get stuck. Because yeah, the same problem still occurs where this happens. Like if I ever did this pull, it just doesn't really work. Like this is actually just... This appears to be a death state. A failure state. Like this is the only move that appears to not do anything really bad, but that also loses the entire functionality of both of these. So I can push this down and like kind of activate it. It doesn't really work because you are in the way. Okay, well then what if I did it this way then? That teleport occurs, right? And that teleport is really bad because unless this pull was made, I can never teleport back. I'm not sure how true that is. But this pull is just completely a failure state, right? I don't know if it is. Because once I do this, I legitimately just cannot get out. I think. Okay. Well, okay, that's something a lot simpler I can do. I can simply prevent that teleport by opening this up. This pull does seem quite bad though. And really, well, yeah, why does that pull need to exist? That pull doesn't have to happen yet. Okay. Eventually, I still want this teleport though. So in some way, I do want this pull to occur. So almost it's like I need this to block, then pull. Of course, I need to pull you back so that you don't get pulled against this wall. Otherwise, that's also a failure state. I couldn't get you back in line with this. So this pull works. I can probably also teleport over right now and teleport back. Seems good. Okay, and then now I think by swapping these guys, I no longer need the services of you. I can pull you over, and I think we're done. Wow. Okay, There you go. That was... Okay, that was quick. This is not usually how puzzles in this world go, but alright. Okay, next. This one. Something's telling me this one's gonna be much harder. Okay, we have a lot more complexity here in terms of these rotators. Because these rotators actually do allow me to redirect things. In particular, this one up here has to be redirected to face down. So there must be the redirect glyph here. Redirect LF has to be there. Probably is this LF that's the one that has to be here then. How would I fit it in? It has to be horizontal LF. Okay, likely therefore a pull. From a vertical. This must be vertical. We can't rotate this yet. Yeah. Okay, so... there's this entire area over here that we can work with, I guess. That's interesting. Also you. I mean... If I manage to get this against the wall, and I simply walked here, yes, I could get in here, so... In theory, if I manage to, like... You know, perhaps do something like this, and then redirect here, and then, you know, do this, a lot of our problems will be solved. I don't really want to push you against the wall here, so let's not do that. So yeah, but you get the idea. I just need to do this, and then the entire set of glyphs in this area is basically done. The final step has to be here, which again requires a horizontal here. I'm thinking this horizontal probably has to come about by... I want to say pulling, but really, I can only pull left or right here. How do I make a horizontal? A horizontal has to come from a pull on a diagonal, but a pull from a diagonal becoming a horizontal has to be from a vertical pull. I'm hoping you can visualize that. It's like this shape, right? But to make it a horizontal, you need to move one of these glyphs up or down. You can't move anything left or right, because otherwise you definitely just get a vertical set. What this also means is that I need a vertical pull. Is that ever possible? I suppose with a some number of glyphs, yes, you can actually go here and press up against 3 glyphs, 3 vowel sounds. So for instance, something like this, and pull. The problem is that, doesn't this need to pull vertically? Ah, so what about a split? What about... We've done this before. What about a split that looks like this? Ooh, I don't want that. Not yet. Okay, I will put you down here. So we've done this trick before where we can pull the Aleph but not the Nikud, which is by just having something block the Nikud. And this will in fact help us to get the entire thing in here. Ah, the problem is we can't get in there. Can a portal help us with that? Possibly. So this gets that to activate. No real portal to get in. Unless it's this portal. What about another stretch? A stretch horizontally. Ooh, wait, that's really good. I think it's possible. Because I can use this over here, right? We can use the exact same set of moves to get another stretch. Yes, but how am I going to get this stretch out of here? We're now stuck against this wall. Yeah, we're now stuck against this wall. Okay. That's a very nice idea though, I think. I like it a lot. But okay. But perhaps I want to make it so that... What if I want to make it so that I can pull this out? Which is to say... oof. Okay, hold on. I need to kind of swap positions here. So that's what this alcove is for. I say alcove, is that the right word? Ooh, okay, that's fine. That's completely fine. I want to get you up here first. The reason why is that this glyph over here, this Aleph over here, will be very useful in pulling out a glyph like so. So now you can be pulled out, which means that you can be freed. This one is a bit more interesting to work with, because how would I free you? You're going to be stuck against the wall once again. Can you teleport help you with this? Is there maybe I need to pull you vertically first so that you don't just form this sort of thing? Because I see that if this was already horizontal, I can kind of already get you to get in there, which seems good. So let's try that. Let's first start by... but if I put you vertically, then we kind of get a very similar problem. Where it's that this time this one is stuck with... Well, I can pull it back down using this glyph over here. But then how does it get into this row? It just cannot get into that row. Okay. It's... fine though. If I could... Okay, I think... No, wait, hold on. I need to think about this. I need to think about this. Suppose you actually got into this row. How would you get out? Is there any way I could pull you out? I mean, I could definitely pull you, but pulling is pointless. You being in this row is also pointless, and there's no other pull I can make. Here, I could theoretically pull down again using this move, but it's very hard to make a pull like that happen because... Well, if this wasn't pulled vertically yet... Okay. Okay, I think I see it. So like, if we had sort of a move that looked like this... I think this is an idea we've had before, right? Where it's like this sort of like L shape here. I can push up here, this presses this Aleph against this Aleph, which then presses against the wall. So this counts as a pull. And this can be done even if this was stretched apart, because this could just be one further to the right. So I think that's doable, meaning we should start with this move. I think I need the commands to be first so we can get to here. We do a pull to stretch. Push this in so that I can get the commands out. Using the commands, free the stretched glyph. Like so. And now we can basically pull off what we tried to do just now, which was this L shape. And then with this glyph in the ceiling... Yeah, this pull is available. Alright, that's freed. And now I can do another stretch. Ta-da! Actually, before I do that stretch, I think I want to redirect you first. It's probably going to be a lot more convenient, so that I don't have to, like, push you into various places. Okay. I'm going to try to not touch this thing again. Okay, I'm going to get you out of the way. I want to get you in the center row, which looks like this. This is fine. I want to get you in... Okay, wait. Before that... Hold on. I do know that... I do know that this this teleport is necessary. It's a... Well, it's not a final step, but since I can do it, I might as well just... Let's not teleport there. Let's go this way. Right, so we can continue with our work now. This goes in the middle, that goes here, and then we're gonna one redirect, one teleport. Nice! Oh, that's really cool. Wait, I really like that level. That was cute. I kind of find it really cool that I got the main idea really quickly. I wouldn't really give that credit to myself, but because I've done like a bunch of levels requiring the stretch, yeah, it's kind of become ingrained that I can do a stretch. Still, it's interesting that this level, none of the levels have yet allowed me to stretch more than once. Like, I'll need a fourth glyph here, a fourth Nikud here to stretch by more than one. At which point I'm not sure that will count as a death or not. Or a breakage. Alright, that's those two things done. Next, we got this one. Alright. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. Okay. I think this one might be a problem. I think I saw Joe plays puzzle games. I kind of took a sneak peek at like the second to last episode because I wanted to see like what were the surprise puzzles to look out for. I didn't really watch the video in full, but I did watch the I didn't watch the video in full again, but I watched the intro. I saw what puzzle they started off with. And despite this clearly not being the last puzzle in the game, it happened to be one of the last puzzles Joe solved. Which means that this probably is one of the harder ones. So yes, okay. So one redirect here. Redirect it's pullable. It is entire pullable, but any pull breaks, and I think it's very hard to redirect these guys again. So let's not do that. Let's just not do that. We have one teleport here. We need to get you out. Okay. This pull is valid. A second pull may not be valid due to redirect. In fact, do we want to redirect at all? If this were here to redirect here, this were here to be here redirecting up. Yeah, I think like a possible move could be firstly this to push us in place. This glyph over here goes up there, and then I teleport upwards into this spot, and then leftwards into this spot. So this teleporting glyph is over here. And all the while, I want to be able to pull you out without ever interacting at all with any of these Kamat's glyphs, redirect glyphs. And by not interacting, I mean I don't step on it, I don't pull it, I don't teleport to it or anything. Oh. Ooh, oh my goodness, look at that interaction. That breaks this connection, but it immediately causes a new connection here. That's really interesting, but definitely not what I'm looking for. Is there a reason this is here? Can this act as a buffer, perhaps? Why would it act as a buffer at all, though? Like, I can't use it as a buffer for LFs, because those are on a different plane. I can't use it as a buffer on you, because, well... right now it just looks like a bad idea. A buffer usually has to be a different medium than this. Like, you can't have a buffer that's pulling a command. You can't pull a Nikud and then use another Nikud as a buffer, because that Nikud would just block the way. You'd have to use like maybe an LF as a buffer. So like an LF connected to a Nikud that's connected to another Nikud here. Then they'll all be pulled over the separate medium. I think I'm articulating that correctly. We also have a teleporter, which could be interesting. This teleporter generally I think is used to get there, but it could have some other purpose right now. Okay, let me just recheck. None of these glyphs can ever form this up diagonal at all, right? So this gets really close, but no. An up diagonal would need to take up a lot of the space down here, so definitely not. Okay. Can this be redirected? No, I think for a similar reason, this can be redirected. I wonder if it's possible... Oh, let's not do that yet. If it's possible to pull these out, is that ever useful? Would that ever be useful? I don't quite see how. Although it would make this feasible. It'll make this no longer a real hazard. I don't quite see that's. I don't quite know if that's real or not. Okay, so more things I can do. I can pull you out. I can actually pull you out as well. So you guys are actually not as stuck as I thought you were. We still have a very small amount of space. I want to pull you out twice, right? So to get you into this position where I am is basically freeing you without having to touch any of these Kamatsus. Okay, good. Then I need you to be stuck against something while I pull. Your direction can't be changed, so you must look like this. And I must have you stuck against something. So possibly... I don't want it to be another one of you though. Ugh. Although I do realize, in theory, I could get you to be a horizontal here and then press against this F. That'd be quite useful. This one gets you to be pulled once. So you actually get you to be pulled a second time. I need something else. I need an LF in here that's pressed against another LF. So it's like... how do I want to do this? There's no real space to do that. I mean, okay, I suppose... Hold on. Something like this would be quite useful, actually. This does get 2 pulls. That's actually really cool. So the reason why that works is because this LF presses against this LF. We're using the LF medium here. This LF is connected to this Nikud, which this Nikud is then connected to this Nikud by that medium. And then, you know, by this transference of mediums here, we press against a wall. So that works to pull you up twice. The next step is to pull you back up, which hopefully shouldn't be a problem. Do I want to do that? I don't think I want to do that. Alright, let's get you to be freed out first. Now this pull requires you to be here. Actually, if I did this, wouldn't that pull just work? It's the same concept, but because there's a wall up higher... Oh, that's actually really bad. Do I want to prevent that? Yes. Can I prevent that by pulling you all the way down here? Would that be a problem? Yes, I mean, there are always problems. The only way to really separate these two things without pulling one is to have a blockage of something. So, for example... Okay, so for example... if I did this... I want this Nikud to be... sorry, this LF to be here to act as a barrier. No. Yes? But then what holds on to that? Or do I want you to be vertical again? Hold on. Like, I can sort of see something else that looks like it might work, but it's just very resource draining. So something like this would... Okay, that's really bad actually. Let's pull you down here first. This should be fine. This pull gets... I mean, gets you out, but it gets everything else stuck. Can I perform that horizontally or like along this axis instead? It's kind of tough to do that, don't you think? We need a Nikud here. No, an LF here. Sorry, I'm confusing them. A blank, just a singular LF. I suppose that LF could be connected to this that's connected here. The only problem is that, suppose there were in fact an LF here. If I were to go up and try to pull it down, this entire thing has to be held by something. How could it be held by something? It can't. be helped by something. We know this has to be a single Aleph, but an Aleph can be overlapped by a Nikud. So even if even if this were here, for example, there's no way I can ever press down without breaking something. Like even if I had an Aleph here to block this from coming out, but my push down will necessarily block this from coming back up. That's just not valid. If I want that to actually happen, I need 2 Alephs to block the way here, which just seems undoable. Okay, so was this actually a bad idea? Maybe this was a really bad idea. Okay, can I do it the other way around? I mean, if I did it the other way around though, there just isn't enough space. Right? I think there wouldn't be enough space. It's like this, and I need to pull out one more, so... Yeah, I don't think there's enough space. Yeah. It's like, even with something else... It definitely feels like this is necessary. So, am I missing a trick to pull this? Am I missing a trick here? Maybe I'm missing a trick to get you out. I mean, one way I could do it is to teleport into you, but... No, to pull you out in the vertical, you have to be here. Like, 100%. Unless I can somehow move you around. Either that I pull you out, not from here. That just looks really bad. Yeah. Okay. The point is, in the final sequence where we like visualize the ending point, we went and pushed this in first, right? This goes in first. This doesn't help. No. I do feel like that was a very good first setup though. I kind of want to save this and hope that I can get out of this position, but I don't see how that might be doable. It's never possible to pull diagonally, right? No, I don't think you can pull diagonally. That would be really, really fascinating if you could, but I'm pretty sure you cannot. I mean, this is the final step, so it's like... It's almost as if I no longer need this pull afterwards. I have a few ideas I could pull off. Like, for example, if I could somehow get you to be... could I get you to be here with... Oh, I could get an Aleph here, yeah. So maybe a down diagonal now is useful. Okay. Okay, a down diagonal now would be useful. And I could pull that off by... I need to get you horizontal first. That was not horizontal. Okay. Let's try... this. Nope. I think we've tried this before. I feel like this is really bad. Because while this is now horizontal... Could I do this again? I wanna pull you up again, but like that feels not doable anymore. Even maybe with the help of you, like this push down is really bad. Well, I suppose I can do. No, I cannot. Okay. Let's go back. I guess. Okay, what if I didn't do it here, but I did it like here instead? That is equally as bad. That's actually way bad, way worse. Okay, let's not do that. What if I went the other way now? I mean, I can always just revert back to the other way, so... Let's do this. And I can keep going. Maybe this is better? I mean, I don't see how this is any better. This feels equally bad. Yeah, this feels equally bad. It just feels really hard to set up this, thing. I definitely want... I definitely want a diagonal, though. Like, a diagonal pointing... down diagonal like so. And that actually is a very good reason why I want that diagonal. Not only can I retrieve that diagonal, I can also use that diagonal to push... because eventually we have this glyph here, right? I want to eventually get this glyph to be pushed out of the way. Stop breaking things, please. So like, a diagonal would be very useful in doing that. Although some diagonals are way worse. Like, actually both diagonals have their problems. A diagonal with the Nikut here and the thing here would just not be able to be removed very easily. And with the other way around, it will be a lot harder to extract this guy with it. Okay. So that diagonal, both diagonals don't work. Maybe a diagonal is therefore wrong. Okay. So we're just saying that... jeez. So we're just saying now that this is probably a bad idea. Like, we can see that this works to get you out. Actually, even if I did get you out, wouldn't you be very stuck? Like, I couldn't pull you out again. And we kind of face the exact same problem as we did with this glyph. But to get you out... Okay, so... Does that then mean that the entire plan is flawed? To get a glyph stuck on that Aleph is just really bad. Maybe that's the case. Maybe I don't want to do this. Maybe I never want anything here. But then how would I... Oh, well, I mean, I could make it horizontal and then do this. The question is how to make it horizontal. Yeah, that is another problem. I mean, even if it was horizontal, that actually is another issue. Like, a horizontal only, like... If I were to actually get a horizontal... Is there another way to brace this against a wall? A horizontal won't actually make it all the way to this wall over here. Is there another horizontal I can use? Another wall I can brace against that isn't this wall? I don't think so. But okay. It looks like my plan is flawed. It looks like. I'm gonna pull you down. But to pull you down, this needs to stay in place. It's either held by a Nikut here, which is bad, or an LF here, which is this one. This LF needs to be pressed against something. If I made it like down like this down diagonal is bad. This down diagonal gets you here. I mean, maybe this is okay. Like, this looks really good. Am I still gonna abandon the idea of pulling this upwards? I think like the answer is kind of yes. Okay, have I tried stretching again? I have not yet tried stretching. which is a thing we could do. I think there is potential for a stretch if I did something like this. That's a stretch. That's a real stretch. That's a stretch. Is a stretch no, a stretch must be oh, a stretch horizontally gets something here, and I can brace that against the wall like that. Okay, so new idea. This becomes a horizontal glyph, which already is a challenge, but we'll try. I want to be able to push up against this to pull one of these things down, or walk down against this to push one of these things up. We definitely don't want to break you first, because we already know the Kamatsas are dead spots. Okay. No, I don't want to do that. This is bad. Actually, it's all bad, actually, so... How do I get you horizontal? I want to get you horizontal, then do a stretch. Actually, is doing a stretch available for horizontal? Actually, it might be a little hard to do a stretch horizontally. Because a vertical stretch is easy. The reason why is... The reason why a vertical stretch is easy is because one of the glyphs that's pressing against this one is the pulling one itself. So like that's why this stretch is easy. Oh, speaking of... Can I do a fourth stretch? No, I still don't think a fourth stretch is... Not a fourth stretch, another stretch is possible. This breaks. I find it interesting that I can do this and pull it back. That's interesting. Is that useful here? This pulls you out by 1. But I mean that was always doable by just doing this, so... I guess if I pushed here, then we kind of get the same issue. So either that's really good or that's really bad. Either I can try and find a solution for that, which I was really sure that didn't exist. Or I can find some other... Okay. I mean, I have a bit more space here. Okay. If I wanted to walk up against something, like... I don't know if this is good or not. This doesn't look good at all. Oh, yeah, that is 100% not good. A horizontal stretch. I feel like a stretch is useful. I feel like a stretch would be useful. Like, even a vertical stretch could be useful, I think. I think a vertical stretch could be useful. I can't say for sure. But I mean, I could definitely try to make a vertical stretch happen. There's a vertical stretch. This vertical stretch is kind of stuck against the ground though. I don't know if that's really good or not. Let's get you in here, which is maybe a bit useful. Why would I want a vertical stretch again? Right. Because... if that vertical stretch is to get you out, is that possible? Not really. Need to be here. Yeah, that's why I really want a horizontal stretch. Like the goal is this. but like this were here, and you two are still there. That's the goal. I really wonder if that's possible. That would make things quite useful. That would actually make things like, I think that would solve the puzzle. I think. It's just a question of if that's doable. You know what else I could theoretically do? I could squish. Oh, can I? Yes, I can squish by doing this. That's actually a really easy squish. Is that squish... Is it bad? The squish looks bad. And then I can unsquish... Oh, wait, hold on. This flips you upside down. That's interesting. Interesting, but like, what's the use of that? I mean, yeah, that flips you. It makes some things easier, but you're stuck on a wall, so it's like kind of just bad in general. I did kind of want something like this down here, almost. But see, because this is against the wall, it can't go anywhere. Like this down here, plus a pool here would be very nice. This can all be done after the... you know... After the working pool has occurred. So like, theoretically, I could still pull all of this off. Okay, hold on. Let me try and set this up without breaking anything. Okay. Okay. This. We do the real easy squish. And we do a flip. So like, yeah, this is all still doable. The only thing that is that this is stuck here, and I don't actually know if I can get that out. I don't think it's possible. Because we really do need, like, these 4 spaces here. I mean, I guess I could... Oh, I mean, I guess if you're already here... Ooh. Well, no, because we need to press against a wall. There has to be a wall involved. So, like, while this squish is valid, and then while I can also do this, I simply cannot press against a wall, so like, there's no up-pulling here. And then like, this is just, no, it's not it either. Well, I mean, okay, firstly... Oh no, that's really bad, actually. I don't want that. I suppose one thing I can do at this point is maybe, like, pull horizontally. That's a horizontal. And if that's a horizontal, then... If that's a horizontal... That could be useful. I mean, not if you're stuck here, but that could be useful. Why could it be useful? Well, it could help with pulling stuff. Do I really want to do this again? Hold on. I feel like this is necessary. Okay, hold on. Let me just get you out here first. Ooh, don't do that. This is actually really bad. I can't just I'm just undoing a lot of my progress. Okay. Let's get you out. Ah. That did nothing. Oh, that did something. Okay. I've successfully done something. I don't know what I'm doing, but I've successfully done it. What was I playing again? Right, I need a pull. This isn't gonna work though. Because the way I was trying to get this to be a diagonal in the first place was to get you to be up here. You can't be against the wall here. But the entire problem was that the stack here. Could the stack have been made? Maybe the stack could have been made. Ooh. Could the stack have been made without you going down there? I'd say it's pretty hard to do that. Like, yeah, it's actually really hard to do that. Was that a problem with this? That is definitely a problem with this. Okay. Hmm. That's an up diagonal. I don't want an up diagonal. I'm wondering if there's ever like a teleportation property that I need to make use of. Is there ever one? Or is teleportation not very useful at this point? I just reset the entire puzzle. Okay, I think that's gonna be it for this episode. I don't think I want to really think about it anymore. We have some key ideas, but I think I still need to figure out exactly what goes in the solution and what doesn't. So I'll think about it. Yeah, and I'll probably just, try and figure more things out next episode. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time. Bye bye.